Welcome back to movingprofessional.com. So today I'm going to go over some positional variations in sitting, both in a chair and on the ground, and in standing. Alright, so I'm going to do 4 different positions that you can mix it up with in a chair, on the ground, and 4 different ones that you can do in standing. Alright, so in a chair, you got first, this typically, whatever chair you're in, you're either going to take on a slouch posture, or sometimes the opposite happens when you take on too erective a posture in order to try to rectify the slouch position. Neither is a great strategy. You don't want to be holding any one position for too long a period of time. So to vary it up, we got the cross-leg position here, or figure 4. All right, and this just allows you to change the hip angle. All right, so we're going into a flexion, abduction, external rotation on the right, and then the opposite motions will happen relatively on the left leg here. All right, so this will give you a little bit of stretch and a hip opener on the right. You can bounce around and be dynamic in it. The idea is that you want to be mobile as often as possible. All right, so you can see the difference in mobility, left versus right. All right, so you're also able to assess symmetry throughout the course of the day, and you can work into your asymmetries. All right, so you don't have to really hold for any specific amount of time, but just keep mixing it up. So maybe 5 to 10 seconds, and then switch sides. All right. The goal is not necessarily to create more range of motion or length in the hip. It's just to change the pressure that you would be getting otherwise from just staying in one position. All right. The next position or movement while sitting would be a slouch grip. So if you look at me from the side, instead of just hanging out here or just trying to hang out here, let's move back and forth between both of them. So you can slouch, get this global flexion through the spine, allow the belly to come in. If you're doing some work or you're looking at something, you can keep your head up. If you just want to really kind of rest, you can let the head come down, and then you get flexion through the cervical spine, and then the opposite motion where you're getting a little bit more global extension. So again, you can keep the eyes forward, or if you really want to add extra, you get extension through the neck as well. All right, so flexion, extension, and do about 5 to 10 of those as a way to mix it up from just being here. Or, again, trying to work too hard and really forcing this position here. All right, and then we have hands behind head, which is one of my favorite positions just because there's not a lot of work to it and it does a lot of things all at once. So just taking your fingers and interclasping them, putting behind your head, this looks like a nice relaxing position. This was actually studied to increase testosterone and decrease cortisol. It's one of the positions called a power pose that will actually have some improvement in your hormone profile. All right, but either way, it's going to open up your chest, open up your shoulders. All right, you can use the back of your chair to get a little bit of mobility right in the thoracic spine. All right, and try not to let the lower back go into too much extension if you can help it, especially if there's any lower back pain. Try to stay a little bit braced in the abdomen so you're getting most of the motion from the upper back and shoulders. All right, the other benefit here is it supports your neck. So most of the time the head's going to be forward if you're looking at something. All right, so just putting your hands behind the neck can give you a little bit of massage, a little bit of traction to that area. It makes it easier for you to nod your chin and get out of that chin poke position. All right, so we can do this. You can hang out, go side to side with it, elbows in, elbows out. All right, so I'm giving you these positions here, but you can also vary up the positions themselves. All right, and the last movement we're going to do is just show you from the side here, basically adding a little bit of rotation to the spine. You're going to put one hand on the outside of the knee, all right, and then the other hand is going to sneak back behind the chair and push forward a little bit. All right, so what you don't want to do is cave this knee in or round, and it's not about how far you go, it's just about creating a little bit of transverse plane motion, this rotation, while staying stable through the lower body. All right, so if there's any pain with this, don't do it. All right, but a lot of people that are tight in the upper back need some rotation through that thoracic spine. So if you stay stable down in the lower body and actually create a little bit of push, in this case it's my right leg pushing into my left hand, I'm going to stabilize my lower body and tend to move more from the upper body, and then I can do that on both sides. All right, so it's good to be able to move side to side or do one side at a time, because just changing sides is a variation from the chronic positioning that you're taking on throughout the course of the day.